Hello, my name is Margaret Sullivan, and for over 50 years, I've been working in the field of elder care, supporting older adults in finding joy, purpose, and wellness in every stage of life. Now, at 78, I am proud to say that I've come to understand a deep truth about aging, one that many people overlook. True beauty as we age isn't confined to the reflection we see in the mirror. It is far deeper and more profound than that. Today, I want to share something that I've learned over the years, something that I've shared with the women I've worked with, and something that I believe can truly change the way we see ourselves as we age. This is the essence of my program, Timeless Beauty, Embracing Life with Purpose and Grace. I've dedicated my life to helping others live gracefully and with purpose, and I've come to realize that beauty is not just in our external appearance, but in how we live and how we engage with the world around us. As we get older, there's a tendency to think that our beauty fades, but let me tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. The women I've had the privilege of working with, women who have lived into their 80s and 90s with grace, share one thing in common: they have unlocked the secret to timeless beauty. It's not about flawless skin or the absence of wrinkles. No, it's something much deeper. These women have learned that beauty comes from living with intention, from choosing joy every day, and from engaging with the world with an open heart. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but Margaret, what about my wrinkles, my gray hair, my changing body? Trust me, I understand. But I'm here to tell you that these things do not define your beauty. How you walk through life, how you interact with others, and how you feel inside these are the things that make you radiant. You see, true beauty comes from within. It is reflected in the way you carry yourself, the energy you bring to each moment, and the warmth you share with those around you. And the best part? It's never too late to embrace this beauty. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, your beauty is not just something that fades away, it is something that evolves, becoming richer and more meaningful as you grow older. In today's episode of Timeless Beauty, Embracing Life with Purpose and Grace, I want to walk you through a few small but powerful shifts in perspective that can help you rediscover your timeless beauty. These are the same practices that I've seen transform the lives of so many women in my life, and I believe they will do the same for you. So, stay with me, and let's embark on this journey of self-love, confidence, and embracing the beauty that comes with age. I'm so excited to share this with you, and I can't wait to dive into these life-changing tips that will make you see yourself in a whole new light. Good morning, my dear friends. As I sit here by my window with the first rays of sunlight streaming in, I can't help but feel grateful. It's a quiet, peaceful morning here in my home, and I'm reminded of how beautiful life can be, no matter what age we are. At 78, I've come to appreciate these simple moments: the sound of birds singing, the smell of fresh coffee brewing, and the gentle warmth of the sun touching my skin. These are the moments that remind me of the true essence of beauty. I wake up every morning at 6 a.m. Yes, I've always been an early riser. The world is still calm, and there's a sense of peace that I've come to cherish. I take a deep breath, sitting on the edge of my bed, allowing myself a few moments of gratitude. I reflect on the life I've lived, the experiences I've had, and the beautiful people I've met along the way. I think about the wonderful women I've worked with in elder care, and how much they've taught me about aging gracefully and embracing the beauty that only grows stronger with time. As I get dressed for the day, I don't rush through it. I've learned to take my time, appreciating each movement, each action. I pick out something comfortable yet elegant, something that makes me feel good. It's not about impressing anyone, it's about me. And as I look at myself in the mirror, I no longer see someone concerned with wrinkles or gray hair. Instead, I see a woman who has lived a full life, a woman who has learned to embrace every mark, every line, and every change as a part of the journey. These are the signs of a life well lived, not something to be hidden or erased. You see, the truth about beauty is that it's not just about the reflection you see in the mirror. It's not about whether your skin is flawless or whether your hair has turned silver over the years. The real beauty, the kind that stands the test of time, comes from the way you live and the way you embrace each day. And the best part? It's natural. It's the glow that comes from within, the joy that radiates when you stop trying to be something you're not and start loving who you are. After breakfast, I spend some time in my garden, my little sanctuary. The air is fresh, and the flowers are in bloom. There's something about tending to the plants, watching them grow, that fills me with a deep sense of satisfaction. As I water the roses and the daisies, I think about how our beauty is like a garden. It needs time to bloom, patience to grow, and love to flourish. And just like the flowers, we too bloom in our own time. Aging isn't a process of losing beauty. It's a process of discovering new, deeper layers of it. Later in the day, I take a walk around the neighborhood. The streets are quiet, and I move with a sense of purpose and energy. When I was younger, I used to worry about how I looked while walking, but now I've learned that it's not about having the perfect stride or the smoothest posture. It's about moving with confidence and grace. When you walk with intention, you radiate a natural beauty that others can't help but notice. I don't need to wear makeup or put on my finest clothes to feel attractive. It's the way I carry myself, the warmth in my smile, and the genuine interest I take in the world around me that makes me feel beautiful. That's the secret to timeless beauty. It's natural. It's about the energy you bring into a room, the light that shines from your eyes when you're genuinely engaged in life. It's not about how young you look or how perfectly you conform to society's standards of beauty. It's about how you embrace your age, how you embrace who you are, and how you continue to live with purpose, joy, and gratitude. When you let go of the need for perfection and accept the beauty that comes with age, you unlock a power that is impossible to ignore. So, my dear friends, I encourage you to reflect on your own beauty. The next time you look in the mirror, don't focus on the wrinkles or the gray hairs. Instead, focus on the wisdom in your eyes, the life you've lived, and the love you have to share with the world. That's the beauty that truly matters, and that's the beauty that will never fade. As I continued walking through the neighborhood, feeling the warmth of the sun on my face, something began to shift within me. A sudden realization, a thought that made my heart flutter and my mind pause. I had always believed that beauty was something to be fixed, a measure of youth, a reflection in the mirror. But today, as I walked with my head held high, I realized that beauty wasn't something static. It wasn't about the wrinkles or the lines or the gray hair. It was about how I moved through the world, how I engaged with life. There was a moment that really brought this home for me. A few weeks ago, I had been invited to a community gathering at a local cafe. It wasn't anything fancy, just a small get-together of neighbors, and I had agreed to attend. But, as I was getting ready, I found myself standing in front of the mirror, staring at my reflection longer than usual. I hadn't dressed up in a while, and I caught myself wondering if I looked my age. I felt a little uncertain, questioning whether I should try harder to look young or fresh. But then, something shifted. I remembered a conversation I had once with a dear friend, Claire, who always said, "Sullivan, beauty is in the way you speak, the way you move, and how you connect with people. It's not about hiding who you are, but letting yourself truly be seen. That thought came rushing back to me, and I suddenly felt this weight lift off my shoulders. I realized then and there that beauty isn't about looking a certain way. It's about embracing the energy that flows through you, the confidence in the way you walk, and the warmth in your voice when you speak. When I arrived at the cafe, I could feel a slight nervousness in my chest, but as soon as I stepped inside, I felt a shift. I noticed the way people greeted me, the way they smiled when I spoke. It wasn't because of what I looked like, it was because of how I was connecting with them. As I took a seat, I began to realize that the way I spoke, the way I engaged in the conversation, mattered more than how I looked. I wasn't worried about wrinkles or sagging skin. I was more focused on being present, listening intently, and sharing stories that made people laugh and smile. That evening, when I got home, I thought back to how natural everything had felt. It wasn't just about physical beauty anymore. It was about how I moved, how I expressed myself, and how I made others feel. I thought about the way I carried myself throughout the day, walking with intention, speaking with passion, and making eye contact with the people around me. These simple things had become the true measures of beauty for me, and I had never realized it before. I felt a deep sense of peace. I had spent so many years worrying about superficial things, skin, hair, appearance, but now I understood that true beauty was something that went far beyond that. It was about being fully alive, fully present, and fully engaged with the world. It was about how I moved through life with grace and confidence, and how my energy connected with others in a meaningful way. And that realization, my dear friends, has been life-changing. It's allowed me to look at myself in a completely different way, not through the lens of age or appearance, but through the lens of vitality and connection. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to look a certain way to feel beautiful. I just need to be myself, to show up authentically, and to bring my whole self to every moment. This shift in perspective has been one of the most freeing experiences of my life. As I move through the world now, I do so with a deeper sense of purpose and joy. I've realized that beauty is so much more than skin deep. It's in the way we live, the way we engage with the world, and the way we make others feel. And that, my dear friends, is the most powerful kind of beauty there is. As the days passed, my newfound sense of freedom in embracing beauty through my presence, confidence, and the energy I brought to each moment only grew. But not everything was as simple as I hoped. One afternoon, I found myself in front of my computer screen, looking at a recent photo of myself taken at a family gathering. I was smiling, surrounded by loved ones, but something felt off. I didn't look like me. I wasn't sure if it was the lighting, the angle, or just my own insecurities creeping in, but the image seemed to highlight every wrinkle, every line on my face, and I felt a sudden pang of doubt. I stared at that photo for a while, the thoughts swirling in my mind. Is this what people see when they look at me? The weight of that question felt heavier than I expected. Was my beauty truly about how I felt, or was I fooling myself? I knew that these were the same kinds of thoughts I had battled in my younger years, obsessing over appearance, comparing myself to others, and feeling like my worth was somehow tied to how others saw me. At that moment, I felt conflicted. I was happy with the way I lived, but here I was, staring at an image of myself that didn't seem to align with the woman I had become. I decided to take a walk in the garden to clear my mind, hoping the fresh air would help me find my center again. As I walked, I thought about all the beautiful women I had admired throughout my life, women like Jane Fonda, Helen Mirren, and Diane Keaton, whose elegance and grace radiated from the inside out. None of them were defined by the flawless photos people took of them. They were defined by the confidence, style, and poise they carried with them every day. It hit me suddenly. The beauty I had been searching for in that photo, the one I thought would make me feel validated, wasn't real beauty. Real beauty came from the way I carried myself, the way I spoke, and how I chose to engage with the world. It wasn't about getting the perfect picture or impressing others with how young I looked. It was about owning my story, owning my presence, and, most importantly, owning my confidence. The next day, I made a decision. I knew I had to stop seeking validation through external images and instead focus on the image I created through my energy and self-assurance. I chose to step away from the perfectionist mindset that had plagued me for so long. I decided to let go of the idea that I needed to present myself in a way that others expected. I wasn't just someone who wanted to look good in photos anymore. I wanted to be someone who embraced her true self in motion, in life, and with style. That evening, when I arrived at a small gathering at a friend's house, I could feel the old insecurities bubbling up. But this time, instead of worrying about how I looked in the photos or what others might think, I focused on the conversation, the laughter, and the connection I was building with those around me. I wasn't comparing myself to anyone else. I wasn't measuring myself against a standard of beauty that wasn't mine to begin with. I was just being me, in the moment, fully engaged and confident in who I was. And guess what? It felt incredible. The next time I looked at that same family photo, I didn't see the lines or the wrinkles. I saw a woman who was vibrant, present, and beautiful in her own right. A woman who had let go of unrealistic standards and embraced herself just as she was. It was a turning point for me, one where I finally realized that beauty isn't something that can be captured in a single snapshot. It's in the way we carry ourselves every day, the confidence in our eyes, the way we stand tall, and the grace in our interactions. And I knew from that day forward that I would never allow myself to be defined by an image again. The confidence I had in my own skin was the real beauty, and that couldn't be captured in a photo. It could only be felt and experienced by those around me. And that, my dear friends, is a lesson I carry with me every single day. As the days went on, I found myself wrestling with my old patterns of thinking. It wasn't easy to release the insecurities that had been ingrained in me for so long. For years, I'd measured my worth by external standards, what I saw in the mirror, how others reacted to me, and how I looked in photos. But I was determined to break free from those limitations. I knew deep down that I had to learn to accept the woman I had become, not the woman I thought I should be according to society's narrow definitions of beauty. One afternoon, while I sat in my favorite chair by the window, I found myself reflecting on my life, the choices I had made, the paths I had taken, and how far I had come. It hit me. True beauty doesn't live in a perfect appearance, a flawless surface, or a wrinkle-free face. True beauty lives in how we show up for life, in the energy we bring, and the way we connect with the world around us. But accepting this truth wasn't simple. The world often tells us that our value is tied to our external image, how smooth our skin is, how slim we are, and how youthful we appear. I struggled with letting go of those notions. I had spent so many years trying to perfect my outward appearance that I'd forgotten the magic of simply being. One morning, as I was walking through my garden, I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the glass door. I paused, taking in my image, and instead of feeling the familiar pang of self-doubt, something shifted. I looked at myself and saw a woman who had lived a full life, who had faced challenges and embraced joy, who had experienced heartache and triumph. There were lines on my face, yes, but they were a map of my journey, and my eyes, once clouded with worry, now sparkled with a deeper understanding of myself and the world around me. That moment of clarity made me realize that my beauty wasn't in the smoothness of my skin, the firmness of my body, or the absence of wrinkles. It was in my presence, my ability to show up in the world with energy and grace, despite the passing years. It was in the way I moved through life, with intention and purpose. It was in the love I gave and received, in the joy I found in everyday moments. The next time I found myself in front of a mirror or in a group of people, I stopped focusing on the external. I shifted my attention to how I felt. How did my body feel as I stood tall? How did my energy shift when I smiled, when I took a deep breath, or when I greeted someone with genuine warmth? I began to realize that beauty wasn't something to be polished or perfected. It was something to be felt, radiated, and shared with the world. I took this realization with me into every interaction. I no longer worried about how I looked in photos or whether I was measuring up to someone else's idea of beauty. Instead, I focused on the energy I brought into the room, the kindness in my smile, and the confidence in my presence. I started to notice something remarkable happening. People began to react to me differently. They weren't just complimenting me on my appearance anymore, they were engaging with me in a deeper, more meaningful way. They were drawn to my energy, to the way I made them feel. One evening, at a dinner party, a younger woman approached me with a smile. She told me, "I just have to say there's something about your presence. You have this calm, confident energy about you. It's magnetic." I was taken aback. It wasn't a compliment about my looks, it was about something far deeper. It was about how I moved through the world, how I embodied my confidence, and how my energy made others feel. That's when it hit me fully. True beauty comes from presence, from energy, and from the way we engage with life. It's about living with intention, embracing who we are, and letting go of the pressure to meet anyone else's standards. Beauty is not something to chase or achieve, it's something to embody, something to be in every moment. And so, as I continue my journey, I hold on to this truth. I no longer focus on the fleeting aspects of beauty, what I look like on the outside, what others think of me. Instead, I focus on the energy I bring into the world, the way I move with grace, and the way I connect with others. I've found strength in that simplicity, in the freedom that comes from being present and at peace with who I am. True beauty, as I've learned, isn't something that fades with age. It evolves, deepens, and becomes richer with every year. And the more I embrace it, the more I feel empowered to live my life fully, unapologetically, and with love for the woman I have become. So, to all of you beautiful women out there, I encourage you to do the same. Embrace the energy that radiates from within. Trust the wisdom that comes with age. And remember that the beauty of your presence will always be more powerful than any fleeting ideal. You are beautiful timelessly, effortlessly, and beyond measure. As I sit here, reflecting on all that I've learned over the years, I feel a deep sense of gratitude. My journey hasn't been about chasing beauty or perfection. It's been about discovering the power of presence, embracing the beauty that lies within, and sharing that with the world around me. And today, I want to share that message with all of you, my dear friends. You see, beauty is not about meeting some external standard set by others. It's not about smooth skin or a wrinkle-free face. It's about how we carry ourselves, the energy we radiate, and the way we live each day with intention. It's about finding joy in the little things, embracing imperfections, and making space for love and connection. It's about understanding that as we age, we don't lose our beauty. In fact, we become more beautiful as we embrace the wisdom, the peace, and the authenticity that come with every passing year. The lesson I've learned is this: true beauty comes from within. It's not about what you see in the mirror or how others perceive you. It's about how you choose to show up for life, how you choose to show up for yourself and others. As we move through life, we can choose to focus on what truly matters: the love we give, the relationships we nurture, and the peace we cultivate within ourselves. So, I encourage you, no matter where you are in your journey, to embrace who you are. Recognize the power of your presence. Trust the wisdom that comes with every year. Let go of the pressure to be perfect and focus on being real, being present, and being kind. Your beauty will shine through in ways you never imagined. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's about how alive you are in each moment. As I've come to realize, beauty is not defined by age or appearance. It's defined by the love, joy, and grace we bring into the world. And I can promise you this: when you embrace the beauty that lies within, the world will reflect that back to you in ways that are truly extraordinary. Thank you, my dear friends, for joining me on this journey. Remember, beauty is timeless. It's in your presence, your energy, and your authenticity. Live fully, embrace every moment, and know that you are beautiful, just as you are. Because, in the end, senior moments matter, and they are the moments that shape us, connect us, and remind us of the beauty in the everyday. As we wrap up today's video, I want to thank you for taking the time to join me on this journey. I truly believe that senior moments matter, and I hope that today's story has inspired you to embrace your own beauty, to trust in your own presence, and to know that your wisdom and energy are what truly make you shine. If you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts and reflections, I'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the Senior Moments Matter channel. By subscribing, you'll be joining a community of wonderful, like-minded individuals who are embracing the beauty of life at every stage, learning, growing, and sharing together. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How did today's story resonate with you? Have you had experiences where you've realized that beauty is more about your energy and presence than how you look? Or perhaps you've learned to embrace your own wisdom and authenticity in ways that have changed how you approach life. Your stories and thoughts are so valuable, and I believe that by sharing them, we can inspire one another to keep growing and thriving. Feel free to ask any questions, share your own experiences, or let me know if there's a topic you'd like me to cover in the next video. Together, we can create a space where we celebrate every beautiful moment in our lives, no matter our age. Thank you once again for being with me today. I look forward to connecting with you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself and remember your beauty is timeless and senior moments matter.